everyone, I hope you're well and welcome back to my channel. For today's video I'm kind of doing like an autumn glam. It's very wearable, you can wear it during the day, at the night time, you can change things around, it's completely up to you. But I've been wearing this a lot, especially for days at uni where I want to look put together but also not have too much makeup on my face. I mean, it's still a full face, but not like overly like in your face glam. It's more subtle. You can add darker shadows, make it more glam, or darker lipstick, completely up to you. But I love autumn makeup. It's all the burnt oranges, the browns, the coppers, the gold, and I love it. I also love like a purplish like red lip, but today I'm doing something a bit more on the subtle side, so let's get on into it. There's something wrong with my ring light and it keeps going to different colours. Anyway, yeah, look. I've just zoomed you in and prepped my eyelids. I had to change my ring light, so the rest of the clip is going to be completely discarded. But the concealer I was using was the Chanel Le Corrector de Chanel in 20 Beige. I really like this concealer. I love it under my eyes, but also just provides like a blank canvas for the eyeshadows to work on top. And yeah. The first palette I'm going to use is actually a gem that I found in TK Maxx. It's the Pixie by Petra Ultimate Beauty Kit. It's got contour, which I haven't actually used that yet. And it's got all these eyeshadows. How many is there? 20 eyeshadows, and then these like blush highlight things. Yeah, they're all shimmery, so I'm guessing they're like glowy blushes and highlights, but this side's all matte. Then you've got a mixture of mattes and shimmers. I love this. For going away as well, you've literally got every colour you could ever need in there. You've got the bright blue and all your contours, powders as well, blush, highlights, a lot. I'm going to take this shade first, which is kind of like a muted orangey brown colour, very pretty. And I'm basically just going to start that on the outer corner and kind of blend it through the crease. Just a small amount. These eyeshadows are very pigmented, so I've tapped off my brush a lot just to make sure I don't overdo it. And I'm just going to keep building that up. And I'm happy with the colour. We are going to add more shadows on top, so this doesn't need to be like absolutely perfect. But just to kind of create some definition and a base for the rest of the eyeshadows to sit on top. It's really pretty on the eyes, and if you've got blue eyes, this eyeshadow look is for you, because burnt orange tones and orange like coppery shades are so good for blue eyes. They make your eyes pop like nothing you've ever seen before. I'm also winging that out and not really caring if I get any product down here, because I will wipe it up as always. I'm also not putting too much product at the front of my eyes, as you can see, because we're going to add a shimmer. I love the shimmer. I've loved it for years. It's very old. I'm not actually sure if they still sell it. I'm sure they do. They must do. But we'll get onto that in a bit. I'm then going to take the kind of darker shade below. This is more of a browny orange, whereas the first one was kind of a orange. And I'm going to tap this on the outer kind of quarter of my eye. And then again blend it through kind of like the front, no, the back 2/3, ignoring completely the front third. And I'm going to smoke it out. Don't worry, we will go in and blend it at the end. It's just placing the colours down at the minute. Now I'm happy with how that's looking. I'm going to deepen it up with this shade here, which is a really dark brown. I'm going in really, really lightly with this. I'm actually going to mix it with this one here. Make sure to tap it off. And again, right in the outer corner of my eye, just to deepen it up a little bit. Get a bit of brown in there. I don't want anything too orange, but I also don't want too brown. I want somewhere like nice and in between. Something like that. I'm then at this stage going to take a cotton bud and some micellar water and just clean up that edge and really sharpen it. Just so we get that crisp edge. Just like so. I feel like this is the best part of the eyeshadow look. Clean it up, it just brings everything together. Lovely. And a final step for the eyeshadow is quite a throwback. It's the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette. And I'm going to take this shade here. As you can see, this palette is very old and very well loved. I forget what the name of this shade is called. Is it Trick? Or has it moved because the pan itself is actually not in there? I'm just going to take that out, and I'm going to put my finger, just rub it in, and on the front portion of my eye I'm just going to tap this. Oh, it's so beautiful. This is my favourite shade from this whole palette. Just makes your eyes, yeah, it just brings the look together completely. I also didn't add concealer like I normally would for a cut crease or like a whiter base, just because I don't feel like, first of all, it needs it, and also I wanted to keep it like dark and smoky, because if I was to apply a white base it would have created less warmth, if that makes sense. But I'm very happy with that. I'm going to zoom you back out now and let's move on to skin. I'm going to go in with some moisturiser. The moisturiser I'm going to use is the e.l.f. Daily Hydration Moisturiser. I really like this. It smells incredible. I don't know what they've put in it, but it smells so good. And it makes your skin feel so hydrated. And I know some of e.l.f.'s stuff, for like their skincare, oh, my nose ring's coming out. I know some of e.l.f.'s skincare, I feel like there's reviews that says it's quite silicone-y, but this isn't at all. Because I don't really like silicone too much. I feel like sometimes it rolls around my skin. Like this. Really, really nice. Makes your skin feel really refreshed as well. That sounds really strange. Also, I'm very sorry if you can hear kids outside. But they're playing, so let's let them. It's a product which I haven't used in a very, very long time until this morning. I basically decluttered my whole makeup collection. Kept some of the things I haven't used in a while if I feel like I want to try them again, and I'm so glad I kept this. This is the MAC Strobe Cream in Gold Lights, and I don't even know how to explain it, but it makes you look so glowy, so radiant, and you can see it through your foundation, but it's so natural. Like the Iconic London one, that one gives you glow, but this, it's just like a sheen. I really don't know how to explain it. You can probably see. It's just incredible. I really, really like it. So glad I kept it because I was so close throwing it away. It's also a brand new bottle and I hadn't really used it much. I had like a sample size. It was quite a nice sample size and I used it all up, so I bought the big one and then I hadn't used it. Just look at my skin. It speaks for itself. I'm then going to take my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Hydrating Longwear Foundation. This is in the shade 230. I really like this foundation, again very glowy. I know some people in the winter prefer to be like quite matte, but I'm a glowy girl all year round. I don't really like the matte finish on my skin. I just prefer glow. I feel like it looks more, not natural, but natural. It just looks more like skin, if that makes sense, because skin's not usually matte, especially after skincare. And once I've done my skincare, I don't want to put something on my skin that's going to dry it down, if that makes sense. I do have like combination skin, so I do get dry patches. But like even that doesn't look as flat as a matte foundation would. I really like this foundation. Glowy, gives you the coverage you need. And also such a wide range of colours and like shades for different skin tones. So amazing. Very inclusive brand. I also have been leaving the under of my eyes clear when I do my foundation, then adding back in like the coverage with concealer. I find that it stops it creasing and moving too much, but I'm going in with that same Chanel concealer. You really don't need a lot of this, tiniest amount, and I'm just using that under my eyes and all the places I want to highlight. This isn't too far off my natural skin tone, but provides enough highlight for what I want to achieve. I'm going to take, it's got a hair on it, and I'm going to take a smaller brush and just tap that all out. And I'm starting with my eyes, and I usually don't do that, so I don't know why I've done that, but I'm starting with my eyes today apparently. Lift and the coverage and the radiance that this concealer gives, it's just on a different level. I'm not too sure on the price point. It is Chanel, so I'm guessing it's not cheap. but yeah, very nice. Also doesn't look cakey. I don't know how it does it, because the coverage is definitely there, but it doesn't look cakey. It's so strange. Honestly, I would like to have my own makeup line one day, but how I'd create products like that, I really don't know. I'd have to like try everything like 100 times before I could like put it out. Because I like my makeup how I like my makeup, and I need the coverage but the glow, it would all have to be there. I'm just putting any excess around my nose because I do get a bit of redness around my nose, especially in winter. My nose goes so red. I think a lot of people does, it's just the cold. I look so pale. I think it's the light. Do you think I can turn it down? Up one? Oh, that's a bit better. I looked ghostly. And it is nearly Halloween, but it's not quite the vibe I was going for today. And then for contour, I'm going to take my foundation and contour stick from Primark. This is in a shade Chai. And I'm just going to swipe that there. 3 dots on either side of my forehead. And a small line down each side of my nose and underneath. Just like so. Same brush, just so it melts in with my foundation. I also tend to tap, but when I move my brush, I don't move it down, I move it up. Just to make sure that I'm getting that lift and not dragging my face down. This product, I think because it's a foundation stick, it just blends so effortlessly into the skin. It's actually unreal. And on my forehead, I just use swirling motions because I'm not too bothered about keeping the product where it is, but also just to make sure I disperse it far enough. The colour that gives as well, so nice, so hard to get hold of, but if you can get it while you can, it's £2.50. For blush, for cream blush, I'm going to take my Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand in the shade Peachgasm, just a tiny bit, just again more glow because why not. Also very beautiful product, very nice. Again, hard to get hold of, but grab them while you can because they're insane. Also, if you're looking for an advent calendar and have a bit more money to splash, I'm pretty sure the Beauty Light ones are inside. Don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure they are. My advent calendar's actually behind me, I don't know if you can see it. I've got the John Lewis Beauty one this year. Looked insane, so I went for that one. I was going to go for the Charlotte Tilbury one, but I thought most of the stuff in the box I've had and use, or already have in my collection, or still have in my collection. So I thought I'd switch it up this year. Last year I had a Glossy Box, but I don't subscribe to Glossy Box anymore. Not for any reason, I did like it. I just, at the time, I didn't have the money to spend on that because I was in and out of work. Now I have my job. But I don't know, I just quite enjoy buying makeup products. I view their page as well, so if I see anything that I like, I just buy it. I'm now going to powder. The powder I'm going to use is my Laura Mercier Setting, that's a spray, setting powder in translucent. I'm taking that on my, this is a Morphe beauty sponge, and I'm just tapping that underneath my eyes to reduce any creasing, and also my makeup just moves so quickly from underneath my eyes. And the powder, incredible. I mean, I probably don't even have to say, you've probably heard every single person that uses makeup talk about this. It's incredible. I'm just putting that in all the places I normally get oily or my makeup moves first, so under my eyes, around my nose and mouth, a little bit on my forehead, and then under where I've contoured, just because I say it every video, but I sit like this a lot, so I tend to get makeup moving fast off there. Also the front of my cheeks, like my apples, but not as far as the back of the apple of my cheek, just to make sure we don't get any movement. Take my time powdering, because I find that if powdering isn't done correctly, your makeup isn't going to last. And you'll find that you think you don't like products, but really it's because you haven't set them the way they need to be set. And if you set them properly and give them what you need, you'll find that there's a lot of products you thought you didn't like that you actually do like. I'm going to move on to my cream cheek products, and then we'll do brows, mascara and lips. I'm going to take my Hoola today just because it's trusty. I know it doesn't move and it's a good match for my skin at the minute. Also great colour payoff. Sits on the skin nicely, doesn't look powdery. This kid's screaming. But yeah, sits on the skin really, really nicely. Also, if you don't know, the Hoola is by Benefit. Yeah, really, really like the undertone of this. It's warm, but not like ready warm. Now I'm going to go in with blush, and the blush I'm going to use is the Blush of Paradise from L'Oreal, and this is the Life's a Peach one. I'm using this because I've already got peach on my cheeks, and it kind of ties in with the orange I've got going on my eyes. I'm just applying that to the very top of my cheek, again to lift and snatch the face. This combination of products just makes your skin look insane. I'm now going to spray my face with the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray from Charlotte Tilbury. This just melts everything in together. It's also a very fine mist, so your face doesn't go like wet. Very fine. Comes out slowly, which is actually quite nice because it gives you time. Just add a bit of glow back. I am going to repowder again now, just so nothing moves, but only in the spaces before, and really not a lot this time. Not as much as before. Just to add an extra kind of layer of protection to make sure this does not move. For brows, I'm actually using a different product today, which is actually a massive shock because I always just use my Revolution Pro pomade. I'm going to use the Foolproof brow powder from Benefit. I'm taking the front shade, so there's two shades, a darker one, a lighter one. I'm going to take the lighter one. This is in the shade 5, by the way, which I'm pretty sure is the darkest one they have. I'm just going to use that to fill in any sparse areas of my brows. I'm doing like brush strokes to get hair strokes. I'm not like just scrubbing it in, I'm doing like hairlines, if that makes sense. I hate filming how I do my brows because I always like tilt my head in 100,000 different ways to make sure they look right. I didn't like this product at first, but it came with this weird like stamp thing and I really didn't like it. And I think because my brow brushes are like literally covered and solid from brow pomade, but it works for the brow pomade, like it makes it stick better. But because this brush isn't, it picks up the product so nicely and lays it down so nicely. So I think it was just the brush I was using. I also did try the applicator and really didn't like it. But this brush is a Zoeva one, by the way. It's very soft but very precise. I'm now going to use a mascara that's been in my collection for a long time. Never used it. Again, went through my collection and found this. I'm onto something here, guys. I'm actually onto something. This is the Rimmel Extra 3D Lash Mascara. It's absolutely incredible. Lifts my lashes, curls them and doesn't clump them together. Just makes them look incredible. Look, I haven't even finished the coat. Look at my eyelashes. I actually can't deal. When I used this morning, and again, I'm pretty sure I bought it in TK Maxx. I was like, what? And I'm pretty sure I remember it being $3.99. I was like, surely not. Like, this is better than some of my high-end mascaras. And I don't know what made me like use it this morning, but I was so glad I did, because it's probably one of my new favourite mascaras. Obviously, I love my Charlotte Tilbury, but this, insane. And for the price, $3.99. I'm not sure how much it is in like Superdrug and Boots, but it can't be far off. Also, if you do want to glam up this eye look a bit more, you can add a wing. I am going to add a bit of smokiness to the bottom of my eye. I just wanted to do the mascara first, just so I can see the placement and I can do some bottom lash mascara. I'm going to take this brown that we used just kind of like a medium tone brown, just to smoke that underneath the eyes. Just to, again, add more definition, make it a bit more smoky, but not unwearable smoky, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I want you to be able to wear this in the daytime. But yeah, I also would add a wing to this look. But I don't know, I quite liked it today without no wing. But I do have to be in the mood for a wing because it does take serious concentration. And I'm just connecting it up with the corner of the kind of wing we've created with the eyeshadow. I think that ties it all together. I'm then just going to add a tiny bit of bottom lash mascara. I'm scraping the product off because I really don't want this to go overboard. Literally the tiniest amount. And I don't usually wear bottom lash mascara, but today I loved it. I feel like at the minute I'm trying so many new different makeup looks and products, and I'm loving it because I'm finding new products that I absolutely love and I've never really tried before. For the final step for lips, the lip liner I'm going to use is the Beauty Bay lip liner in the shade Whip. This is a kind of like nude pink brown lip liner. I'm just going to line my lips, really hard to talk. Just lining them. I'm overdrawing my Cupid's bow just a tiny bit. Nothing too crazy. And then for the lip gloss, because we've got like peach and we've got orange on our eyes, I'm going to use the Maybelline Lifter Gloss. This is in the shade 007 Amber. Clues in the name. It's a nice corally amber orange. And I love this. Very hydrating and not sticky. And also just ties the look together completely. That is all for today's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do make sure to smash the thumbs up button, subscribe, and I'll see you very soon with another video. Bye, guys.